Hi, this is Mahesh, and we are going to go a little advanced inside Midjourney. Um, so let's take a look at the images that we created yesterday. So I'm going to go to Discord, and if you go to my bot, you can see the images that we have created in the other video. So you can see that we tried two ways, and I've told you how to actually use the jargon from that particular medium. So if it's a photograph, the metadata of the camera is something that you can use to generate a photographic quality image. And if you're trying to generate something which looks more 3D, you can actually do that as well by adding keywords from a 3D software. So that's what we have learned yesterday, but I'm going to show you a couple of very interesting things that you can do here. So let's say that we will work with one image that we have got. So we already have this. And yes, the other video, I was mentioning why it is important to render this using version 5.2, because you will get access to a lot of interesting tools here. One major thing, one easy thing that you can see here itself is that you can actually zoom out of this image and it creates the rest of the backgrounds for you. So if I just click on zoom out for 2x, so 2 times zoom out, it is going to zoom out from this and it will create the rest of the image for you. You can again zoom out 2x and it will create a zoom from there. So you can go as far as you like from one image that you have created. It's a really, really interesting feature. From that close headshot of that image, how it created a fully, a medium shot of the person. So here, there are a couple of other interesting things that you can do with Midjourney. So what I'm going to try and do is I'll just select this image to work on that, right? So there are, you can see a couple of these buttons as well, right? So if you click on this very strong, it will create a variation of this image from the same prompt where it is going to try and stay away from this image as much as possible. The variation between those two images will be high. So if I click on very strong, so you can see that now there is a strong variation of that model from the previous, the original image that we have created, right? There is going to be the variation, the difference in this model is going to be really different here. This, and I'm going to try a subtle variation, right? So I don't want this to be too varied, but I need a subtle variation. I can click on very subtle. So the difference between those two images will be less in comparison. So you can see that it's not varying too much from the original image that we created, but very strong created a slightly more different output. So now we have this. Let's try the vary region part. So this is a very interesting tool, right? So what we can actually do here is we can select a region from this photograph and ask the AI to generate another variant of that particular age. It's not the complete image, just a region on that image. So let's click on this. And now we are getting into an editor. So basically what we should do here is that we can brush over the area that we want to change. So let's say I want to change this particular area, right? That the dress that she is wearing, right? I don't want that. I'm going to click submit here. I've selected that. So this basically gave me the face of the woman is not changing, right? But the dress that she is wearing is changing. So if you look at that, we only selected where her clothing was, and then we chose it to be different from the the original image, and it created a variation only for that region. But if we were trying to vary it completely, the face of the girl would also change, right? So it's a very interesting technique. Now you can try something. We are going to go a little more deeper into Midjourney. So in here, I'm going to come here and I'm going to just right click and go to settings. So we can see instead of imagine, we are choosing settings. And so we are using the latest model here. And what we are going to do is we are going to click on the remix mode. So now from now on, whatever image that we are generating, we will have the remix as well, right? So what remix does, I will tell you. So before this, we are going to take a copy of this prompt and generate it once again. So I'm just going to copy this text and go here, go back to Imagine, paste the prompt that we just created, but we can remove all this other stuff which is coming with it. So I'm going to delete all this stuff. We only need this much, right? We are going to click enter. Right. So we got this image. I will just upscale the second one and zoom it out a little bit so that we can get a result which is clear. So we have this image now. Remember that we have our remix mode turned on, right? So we're going to go back to vary region and we can see that we are in remix mode. This was not available earlier, right? Uh, we were basically seeing just the selection and submit, but we have the prompt editor right now. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the lasso tool and I'm going to make a selection around her dress. I'm going to write red fleece jacket. I'm going to click arrow to submit. You can see this, the girl is the same, but I have actually mentioned red fleece jacket. So fleece jacket is something like this, right? It created the exact same thing that I wanted, right? So now you can understand how deeper you can actually go and get the exact image that you want, right? And you can change even tiny parts of the image that it is producing, right? So hope this was helpful. We will, see again with another advanced tutorial on Midjourney. But until then, bye.